Hi, Dan Alasso with History for Today. And though it's very hard for me to believe, we're 10 weeks into a 15-week spring 2021 semester. And so I wanted to return to my Obsidian class vault that I am trying to use with my Modern World History survey course at Bemidji State University and give you a little bit of an update on what's happening into it. 10 weeks into this semester, I think it is a qualified success. About half of my students in the class are using the vault regularly to interact with my course content. I think this is pretty good, given that we are still in this unusual remote learning COVID style of doing the class. And this format that I'm using this semester is somewhere between the way I teach fully online courses and the way I teach in person. Although I've been trying to do my classes in a hybrid flexible or HyFlex format this semester, where students get to choose whether to attend or not, I think this semester has confused the issue. It hasn't been a great test of whether HyFlex actually works with my students at BSU. For people living off campus, there's very little incentive in a survey class to travel all the way to the campus, find a place to park, get to the classroom, and then sit and listen to me lecture. Especially if I'm making both the class meeting recording and a cleaned up version of the lecture available in video format. In the upper level electives, my juniors and seniors have been much more diligent and excited about coming into the class in person. They're very happy to get back to face-to-face conversations, I think both with me and with their peers. So that's been working very well. So in the survey course setting, I think the vault has been functioning moderately well. I think I will use it for my fall 2021 Modern World History course again, and maybe also for my summer experimental course on American economic history. In the fall, the survey is once again going to be HyFlex, but in this case, most of the students will probably be attending in person, which I will suggest that they do. So the way this vault has been working is each week I post content for my students to read, along with questions that they can either respond to in the vault itself or that they can answer and submit in an assignment folder in our learning management system. Some of my students are unable to run the Obsidian app because they're Chromebook users, and others are just a little bit reticent to post their thoughts in public. I would lean more into trying to convince them or even requiring them to post in Obsidian if there was an easier tool that I could use to make threaded discussions. Of course, the students could just indent to respond to the posts of others, and that would work just fine. But although I demonstrated this at the beginning of the semester, it didn't really catch on. Perhaps being able to do this in person with a group of students in the classroom would help. And in general, actually, I think that overall use of Obsidian might improve once I'm back in the classroom to help the students. When I first began rolling out Hypothesis to my survey students a couple years ago, there was a lot of confusion and difficulty at first. With Hypothesis, there are Chrome extensions to load and that kind of thing. It helped a lot that the students were able to stay after class and open up their laptops and show me what wasn't working, and I was able to help them directly. The Zoom interface is good, but it's not the same as being there in person. I'm fairly happy with the appearance of the course content in Obsidian. There are some cosmetic things that I could probably do to improve the look, but I don't think that I've failed to add anything that would really change the user experience. Students seem to be as able to navigate through the vault as they are through the ebook, which is still available in any case. Aside from not getting involved in threaded discussion in the questions for discussion section, students do seem to be responding fairly well. I can either look at the responses week by week at the end of each section, or I can track particular students' participation by searching using their hashtag. For a visual representation of participation, the graph is also very useful. And it's kind of fun to see the connections. A final thing that I've tried with mixed success has been inviting students to add pages. In each chapter that I've loaded, I've left a number of double bracketed keywords that I've hyperlinked empty. And I've told the students that they could receive extra credit for adding a bit of information that other students could then use as a reference, kind of wiki style, along with an image and an outside link, so that people could go find more information. Several students took advantage of this offer. In the future, I'll probably make this a class requirement, possibly beginning with an in-class exercise at the beginning of the semester where I have students pair up and add content, and then maybe moving on later in the semester to individual work. I think that collaborative knowledge creation might be a very useful way to reinforce the content that I'm sharing and to give students a new relationship with it. Over the next couple of months, I'll also be working on a retrieval short course that I'll be facilitating later in the summer for the Minnesota State System Office. So I'll be able to think about this practice in that context as well. And I'll have much more to say about this retrieval project as it develops. But in the meantime, this was a glimpse at how the Vault is working for me 2/3 of the way through the semester. So I hope people found this a little bit interesting. Thanks for listening. I'll see you again